A new study is linking the use of 6 muscle-building supplements to symptoms of body dysmorphia, or what they're calling bigorexia, in teens. The study author found that substances like whey protein powder, creatine, and other supplements were often taken by teens to try to gain muscle. There was also this pattern of excessive gym time and then just obsessing over their food intake as well.
And our medical expert, Dr. Coley, joins us now to weigh in on the new research. Most of us know what anorexia is. I'll be honest, I had never heard of bigorexia. I'm glad we're talking about it. Please, so can you describe what bigorexia exactly is and how common it is?
Yeah, so anorexia means you're sort of obsessed with the idea of being thinner. Bigorexia means you're obsessed with the idea of being more muscular. And it's a subset of sort of 3 different psychiatric disorders: anxiety, depression, and obsessive compulsive disorder, because you have these obsessive thoughts about your muscles, the size of your muscles, how they look, and you spend a lot of time looking in the mirror. And this is one of those disorders psychiatrically that affects men more than women. In fact, they say about 5 to 10% of men who regularly exercise or spend time at the gym may have some degree of bigorexia.
I believe that. What are the symptoms, like, especially as a parent or a grandparent, as you're looking at your kiddos?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, or in significant others or
Yeah.
anything. I think it's important to start to think about it, because all that social media is inundating us with information about how bigger is better, especially for men. We need to be more muscular. We need to take these powders and supplements to do it. So really, it's a lot of time spent thinking about how muscular they are, looking in the mirror sometimes. If you notice somebody looking excessively in the mirror, people avoiding social situations in which their physical appearance might be judged, excessive dieting, excessive supplements, excessive focus on what they're eating to build muscle, and even time at the gym can be a clue, because if they're spending more than your kind of 30, 45 minutes, which is what normal people should do, and they're there for 2-3 hours, you start to worry that it's becoming an obsession.
Is there a spectrum? If somebody is, you notice them sometimes looking in the mirror, or they're taking a lot of these protein powders, they're working out, can it get worse, is my question.
Very much so, and it can wax and wane depending on the company you keep, depending on your circumstances, depending on what sort of social pressures you have, how you perceive yourself. Because like I said, they overlap with depression and anxiety. So just like those conditions, some days are better, some days are worse. So it's not like you have it and it goes away or it doesn't. But this entire idea of taking supplements, which is what the study shines a light on, we don't know if people are taking more supplements because the incidence and prevalence of this condition is going up, or the other way around, that the supplements are what's kind of causing people to start to think about their body a lot more and focus on what they should be looking like.
And we talked about this just a couple of weeks ago with all the protein powders, and you're like, it's not necessary. You get protein from the food you eat, so you don't even eat the stuff anyway.
But it's crazy, Alex. If you look at the numbers and look at adolescents, you see 30 to 50% of teenage girls and 50 to 80% of teenage boys take some sort of whey supplement or protein powder or creatine. And so you're talking about huge numbers of people affected here thinking about this kind of stuff when it shouldn't. Now, we don't know if it's the chicken or the egg. So again, it's hard to know. It doesn't mean because you're taking protein powder, you're going to get, bigorexia. But at the same time, it may be a clue that you're starting to get hyper-focused on your appearance.
So how do you treat
Yes,
this?
please.
Yeah,
Good question.
right?
Yeah, so sometimes you can reach for medicines like SSRIs if it's really severe, the same type of medicines used for depression, even the medicines you sometimes use for obsessive compulsive behavior, because those are those repetitive behaviors, those repetitive thoughts. But really what's most effective for this condition is talking to people, something called cognitive behavioral therapy. Because what you need to do is rewire the circuit in your brain. If we say a negative thing to ourselves every day, those neurons that fire together, wire together. That becomes our reality. So really talking to them about how the appearance, the size of the muscles, the way they look in the mirror, that's not as important as how healthy they are. That's the reframing of those thoughts.
That's powerful. I just really want to say it terrifies me, because you know that a lot of these teens, if they're spending too much time on social media, then they are hearing those negative things over and over. And so you've got to combat that as a parent. Like you and I always say, I don't even want my kids on social media. It really is. Dr. Coley, as always, thank you so much.